Good morning everyone. I'm going to do your bonus reading for today. We're going to use the Universal Celtic Tarot for this reading. Alright, I feel like we're ready. Okay, nice. We've got some good cards coming through. We've got Major Arcana here. The Hanged Man is a card that talks about taking time out or going into a suspended animation or getting into the energy of sort of, I always think it's like going into a holding pattern. Well, I mean, we see the planes do this because they can't land, right? So it's sort of like you need to do this before you move into the next phase. There's an energy of you sort of going into a holding pattern here. It's like you're not quite ready to proceed on your journey. You're not quite ready to accept what's coming to you. And you need to see things differently, because very often when we're in that sort of stuck energy, very often when we feel like we're really stuck, it's because we need to heal something. But what happens is we push against it. We try to control it. We try to find our way out of it. It's like trying to bake out of a paper bag. Like seriously, if you're not ready to go, nothing's going to make it go. So you just have to remember that when you get into this energy, you're trying to control a way forward instead of just sort of leaning back and relaxing into it and allowing the energy to take you in the direction it needs to go in. So it's really about allowing that time for yourself to heal. But it's sort of, for me, this feels like enlightenment. It feels like you're moving to a new phase. It feels like you're starting to, I almost want to say, lift your game, like you're ready to move to the next level. We do have the Hierophant coming through behind. So the Hierophant does talk about stability. So it could be that you need to move from a space where you're feeling unstable or unstable. And the universe is trying to, so you could be on a pause period for growth, but whatever this growth is, it's moving you to a much higher level of yourself. It's like you're reinventing yourself or rebirthing yourself here with the High Priest. Yep, Three of Wands. So it's like you're moving forward for the future. We do have the Six of Wands, which talks about victory. So it's almost like you are moving to a new level. I love it when I get the energies through and I can't quite put them into words. What it feels like to me is that you have, like, I don't know, 500 steps in front of you, and looking to the 500 steps, you're like, I'm never going to make it to the top. I will have to take breaks in between and do it in small steps to get right up there. But it's almost like you're to the top stairs and you're out of breath and you've walked, or you look back and you can see the 498 steps behind you. But it's like you've got to summon the energy to go those last couple of steps. And what Spirit is saying is if you stop and take a breath here and understand that you were heading in that direction, that is the way you're being led. If you take a breath, stop for a moment and compose yourself, then those last steps are going to become easy for you because you're not pushing through them like you need to or like you want to. Because there's a victory here waiting for you. There seems to be some sort of offer on the table here, something that's coming in quite quickly here, something that you've been anxious about. We have a Leo, Sag, Aries here, somebody you've been trying to manifest. This sort of feels like a continuation of the What's Cracking reading, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. It's like you've been trying to manifest something, but it's like the more you manifest, the more stuck you become, because you're trying to manifest from a place, like for those last two steps, from a place of exhaustion rather than just sitting back on it. So it's like the universe is saying to you, if you sit back, take your time, take some breaths, when you're ready, you will move forward automatically. You've only got 2 steps left and you've done 498. Why are you pushing through those last 2 steps? That's the easy part. So it's like you have sort of got to a point here where you need to stand back and sort of take, it's like you need to stand back, take notice of what you've already done and how far you've come, because you only have a little way to go. But when you're tired and exhausted and you've pushed through so much, it seems like a lot. Those last 2 steps seem like a lot. So Spirit is sort of saying, no, chill, take a chill pill, sit back, relax. You'll get there. But if you keep pushing against it, it's going to be hard to take the last 2 steps. Look back at what you've done, and then it will be easy. Okay. All right, so we have the 6 of Swords coming through. So that journey you're taking at the moment is about leaving something behind. Now, for some of you, it may be a physical thing. It may be that you need to leave something behind at a physical level because it's no longer serving you. So a relationship, a job, a workplace, a way of doing or a way of being, which I always talk about, leaving an old pattern behind, leaving an old way of being behind. It's very much got this energy of releasing the past. I feel like that's why they were showing me the steps. It's like releasing what you've already done. Like even though it's in your past and you've done all the work, you need to forget about it now. It's about living in the moment and moving forward. So it's not about reliving that. You don't want to go up and down those stairs again. You've already accomplished that. So it's time to move forward when you get the 6 of Swords. But it's about remembering that that's already done and dusted. You don't have to go back to that. All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles coming through with the 3 of Cups and the Emperor. Very similar energies, I feel, here. Maybe to what we did yesterday. It just has a familiar feel, this reading. There is something that you are creating here, something that you're wanting to bring in, something that you've nearly got the 500 steps, remember. So it's almost like you're on the edge of something. You're on the edge of receiving. You're on the edge of moving into a new time where there's going to be a lot of celebration. And I do see you standing in your power here. So whatever you're doing here, you are nearly there. It's almost like you only have to take a couple of breaths and you will be there. But don't push against it. Just allow it to come to you here. 2 of Wands with the Judgment. I knew we were going to get the rebirth, and we got the Fool after the Judgment, which is beautiful here. So it's like you're ready to take a leap of faith here. You're completing a journey. Now the card that's missing here is the World card. So the journey has not been wound up, but it's almost like you can see the end of the last cycle here, and you're taking this leap of faith. But there's like a rebirth here. So at the end of that 500 steps, at the end of that Hanged Man energy, there's like a restart, a new start, a new, you're coming through as a new person here. But because the World card isn't here, look at this. Like when you see the stories in the cards, you think, wow. So here we have the 2 of Wands, which sort of trying to get too many words in. It talks about taking a new direction. It talks about a path being open to you and a choice of which direction you go in. Whether you stay where you are, whether you move forward. And in the traditional card, the person is holding the world. This here is the taking a leap of faith. This is the Fool card, starting on a brand new journey with very little. In fact, he only has a mushroom. So he's got nothing to start his journey with, and he's okay with that because he's left the past behind. He doesn't carry the past with him. And it makes him free and easy to move into the next stage here when he chooses the direction he wants to go in. But he's done this through completing a cycle here. He's done this by rebirthing this new version of himself. Now, if this is what you're relating to here, you are about to take a step forward into a brand new time. You've completed the past lessons. You've let go of all the past energy. You are not taking the past with you here. You have very little. All you're doing is taking yourself. So there's no need to carry everything with you. You're light. And you're taking a brand new path here. You've stepped into your power. You've stepped into a high level of yourself. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands coming through with the King of Pentacles coming up again and the 7 of Cups. You've seen through this illusion, you see. This is exactly the same as the What's Cracking reading, but like the next stage. All right, let's have a really good look at it. So we have you at the moment in this holding pattern. I feel that you need to be here because there's healing you need to do to be ready for the next stage. You are moving into a much more stable existence. I love that there's so much white on this card because it's like losing all of the darkness and embracing your own innocence here. We are moving forward. We are creating the world we want here with the Three of Wands. We're waiting for our ships to come in. We have the Victory card coming through. There is something on offer here. Something on offer that's going to help you complete some sort of cycle. And it looks like it's coming via a King of Wands. Now, this could be Leo, Sag, Aries energy. So it could be a person that's handing this over to you. But if this isn't a romantic interest, this is someone who's been through a lot of healing here. So it could be somebody that you're going to for advice, or somebody who's helping you walk that path. I feel this is Hermit energy here. It's sort of got this feeling of Hermit. Now, I feel like for some of you, you may be moving towards a new relationship, a new partner, a new career, perhaps. It doesn't feel so much like a job. It feels like something that's there for the long haul. But what you're doing is you're leaving something behind to pick up the Ace of Pentacles. So you're definitely getting a brand new start here. But you're seeing through some sort of illusion. The Five of Cups, leaving the past behind. Knight of Pentacles, you're taking that pentacle forward. You're letting go of the Five of Pentacles here as well. For some of you, this is a love offer for sure. This is definitely a love offer that's taking you forward. But you need to be ready for it. You can't force it. Because you need to be ready. You need to go through your healing to get here. You could be dealing with a Cancer here because it's come up on the Knight of Cups. So it could be a Cancer person you're dealing with, but the forward movement is here. But something wasn't ready. Something has not been ready. And you had to go through some sort of healing to get to where you are. Wow, what a beautiful reading. Very interesting. I saw this card before and I thought it was going to come out, and now it's come out here. It's card 14 and it's the curse. The curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors. There it is right there. And the karma from former lifetimes that preordains the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns and can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognizing the original wound that is playing out in our life can heal it. It is time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled and to be released. Honor the players and their stories. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. And you had to go through this healing to get what you wanted to manifest, or to receive what you wanted. You had to go through this energy. So there's still the energy sitting here of completion. But I do see forward movement. And for some of you, I feel this is an offer from somebody here in regards to love. Something that's taking you into the next level. But you weren't ready before. You weren't ready here. So it's sort of like, this is the lack card again, the Five of Pentacles. So it's like you were not in the energy you needed to be in to get past that gate, to get through those last two steps. But obviously you've been working on it, because I can see the answers coming through now. So it's like you have, moved yourself through the energies, you just haven't quite realized it. And this brings to mind, and if any of you have studied or done university or studied any sort of, say, paradigm or concept, sometimes you can read it 1,000 times and still not see what the person was getting at. It's also like art. When you're looking at something and somebody calls art a particular thing, and you're looking at it and you cannot see what the artist has created. Or you're reading a poem or a story and you cannot see the symbolism behind it. But you know what it is, and you can read it 1,000 times before all of a sudden the penny drops and you go, yep, that's what I'm hearing now. I see that. I see what the artist was trying to get at. I see what the poet was trying to get to. So there's always this energy of not quite being ready to accept the answers. And if you're not ready to accept the answers, how can you complete the journey? So it's like the universe has got you in this holding pattern and these last 2 steps just so you really understand what you've been working on here. Because you're about to complete something and have forward movement. And I feel like for some of you, this is a love offer coming through that you've been trying to manifest. I will leave you with that. Thank you.